When I tell you that doesn't get old, I'm sorry. That just doesn't get old at all. It might to some people, but I'm sorry. I can listen to that in the car. But outside of all the foolishness, outside of all the craziness that's going on here, hello all and welcome to the Heel Turn Podcast. I'm your host Isaiah Jackson Jr., Devin Lee Crimes, co-host alongside me. How you doing today?
Pretty good. Even better knowing that you play the theme song in your car. Nothing wrong.
Yeah. You know, it's this. And shout out Mike Bray. Shout out DJ Maestro. He was like, the first thing he said when we started the podcast, hey, you need a beat? And just send it to me. I'm like, all right, cool. Not say no more. But it's a bigger episode today, Devin, because of course we have from the Snug Wrestling Podcast, the host himself, Edgar Avila. Edgar, how you doing today? And also, did I pronounce your last name properly?
Yeah, you did good. That was good. And man, I gotta say, I'm kind of jealous of that intro, man. That shit was hard.
Oh, bro, man, appreciate you. As soon as I was telling Devin for like months, I was like, bro, we need an intro. So finally, I worked at a TV station, so I just went in there and locked myself in there, and it was dope, man.
That explains it. I was like, I wonder how they did that. Okay.
Oh yeah, it's love in it. It's love. We sprinkle some love in it.
Yeah, dude. No, I'm good, man. Thanks for inviting me. I'm feeling kind of shitty though. Like I woke up feeling hella sick yesterday, so I might have to like mute here and there. So excuse my voice, everyone. But other than that, man, I'm good. I'm happy to meet up with y'all again, man. It's been a while.
Oh yeah, bro. Thank you for just chilling. Thank you for toughing it out with us as well, because man, it's a weekend. You know, we trying to vibe, we just trying to chill. So we definitely appreciate you sliding on. And we were actually with a Circle of Debate. We were talking to them for a long. Justin, Notorious Dom, Ivan. We talked to all of them. But as we were going on their podcast, we were like, man, we got to invite a whole lot of people on. But Edgar hit us up first, you know, like Edgar was the go-to guy. So if we were gonna have anybody on, of course you were gonna be our first. You was gonna be our first option for sure. We loved being on your podcast as well. It was fun.
Hell yeah, man! Thank you,
man. Definitely. And also coming through here, we have Justin. Speaking of Justin, he says, "What's good, fellas? The boss, the redeemer." Man, I know Justin feeling good. I know Justin's living his best life. I was popping in and out on Circle of Debate, just listening to what they had to say, and also he comes through. Shout out to Snug Wrestling as well. So Justin, show us some love too. And Justin's all around.
Thanks, Justin. Appreciate you.
Yeah, I promise you. It's kind of one of those things as though like as soon as you start in the IWC and you start interacting with people, I feel like the first person you gotta meet is Justin. Like Justin is pretty much that's the starter pack, and he's legendary. So you know like, he's gonna be your go-to guy. I love Justin, but we gotta talk about a couple things. Well, more than just a couple things, but I want to start off with the release. First off, a lot of guys have just been let go silently, and just recently, I thought one of the bigger names. Bobby Lashley. Devin said, "Oh, don't forget MVP early on," but he's MVP. That's me. I'm sorry. You know, like that's if this was a couple years ago, if this was in 2010, okay, I'd freak out. But it's MVP. But you know, we're seeing Bobby Lashley. We're seeing a lot of bigger names leave. And honestly, are you guys really shocked, even with the amazing amount of talent that WWE is bringing in right now? Starting off with Edgar.
No, not really, dude. I wasn't surprised by that, because even before like CM Punk showed up or like all these other names showed up to the WWE, it just felt like Bobby Lashley was just kind of just there. Like he didn't really feel like important for like the longest time since I can remember. So no, man, I'm not really surprised that, you know, Bobby Lashley is like on his way out. at all. I mean, it sucks
Yeah.
because I do feel like they missed a big opportunity with that faction that they were doing. What was the name of that with
Called Hurt
MVP?
Business.
Yeah, the Hurt Business. The Hurt Business I thought had a lot of potential, and they could have done something with it. And it looked like, well, first they broke him up, then they added Cedric Alexander is his name, I believe.
Yeah, Cedric.
Yeah, yeah, and I'm like, okay, they're gonna run it back. Maybe this time, now they have Shelton Benjamin in there. Maybe it's gonna be something special, and then it just went nowhere, and it was kind of upsetting. I was kind of disappointed about that. Um, but I mean, that was the only thing that Bobby Lashley had going in his last WWE run. I think that's probably the best thing that Bobby Lashley got involved in was that Hurt Business faction. Other than that, I mean, he had a title shot, I believe. I can't remember if it was versus Roman or not, but I think he was like a US champion at one point. But even then, it just didn't really connect with the audience as much. He wasn't really connecting with the audience anymore. So, not surprised.
Yeah, I feel like everything went downhill where WrestleMania, I think 38, when he went against Omos, because he was injured. That's when he had to give up the WWE Championship at the Elimination Chamber. And then he had that match with Omos, and nobody really, it was Omos who really cared if he beat him. Then he had them little one-offs with Brock Lesnar. And after that, pretty much when they were going to have their match at Elimination Chamber, remember, that's when they had that little low blow finish, and he was supposed to go against Bray, but then that didn't happen. And ever since then, he was kind of in a flux where...
And then, sorry, Devin, you just reminded me of something, too. Like, Bobby Lashley, he's, like, an impressive fucking athlete, right?
Facts.
But he doesn't really connect with the audience in his promos. Like, he doesn't sound like a badass. Like, he doesn't sound like what he looks like. Like, when you see him, you're like, oh, shit, this motherfucker's scary. But then he talks... And then it's like, that's not the voice I expect to see from Bobby Lashley or hear from Bobby Lashley. So it's just like, okay.
Oh, that's true. Because we always was clowning when he was talking about the Elimination Chamber, because he's all like, I'm going to beat you up in that cage. And you're like, dude, you look like somebody I should be scared of. But when you talk, I could I'll shove you and run, whatever. But for him, and then them trying to put him with the Street Profits and trying to turn them heel, that did no favors for the Street Profits or him. That's where it really was no more hope, because now they trying to find their footing.
Yeah, it was very confusing, that thing that they did with the Street Profits, because I think there were baby faces first, but then they turned heel, but then they were fighting other heel tag teams, so the Street Profits and Bobby Lashley were getting cheered, and it was just like, what the fuck is going on? So this whole thing with Bobby Lashley has honestly just been a goddamn mess, to be honest.
Yeah, it's been miserable to watch, because Bobby Lashley has been dope, and honestly, I gotta agree 100% with what you said, that was the Hurt Business is pretty much peak Bobby Lashley. That was pretty much all we're gonna get. That was the best of him at that point. And so I think his best bet was to just leave. And I like what Justin says here, because he says, with all this talk of AEW bringing in the Hurt Business, TNA should be stepping up to pick them up instead. The Hurt Business will thrive so much more in TNA than AEW. And that I agree with. Shelton Benjamin is pretty much living his best life, traveling around, wrestling. Cedric Alexander pretty much about same. And so you can actually do something nice in TNA. TNA's picking up steam a little bit. They're putting up Rampage numbers. That's saying a whole lot, So when you look at it from that aspect of it, I think Bobby Lashley cannot find some success. That's definitely find some success as well, just not in AEW. AEW is.
Can you imagine if they took the Hurt Business to AEW, how much heat they would get?
Exactly. But even then, like, Tony Khan is just like, that's cool, but like, you guys don't flip. Like, it's like, what do you guys do at this point? You guys could probably get maybe 4 weeks on TV.
Yeah, and all those like bigger guys like Will Hobbs and like
Oh
Who
yeah.
was that? Nick Camarado, the other big ass dude from AEW. They all do jobs for the smaller guys like Orange Cassidy or Darby
Mhm.
Allin and stuff like that. And I'm like, if Bobby Lashley goes to AEW, he's probably going to be jobbing to Jungle Boy. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if he does
Oh
that. But Izzy, can I ask you something real quick?
hell yeah.
What's your beef with MVP though?
Right?
No, I love MVP, but I don't know. MVP just turned into Doc Rivers for me. Like he was just that raspy voice guy that was just in the background. But I didn't really believe in what he was saying. I missed back when MVP was MVP. You know,
Because
prime MVP cornrows and all.
yeah, because that's one of the things that I got really hyped up with the Hurt Business was the fact that MVP was the mouthpiece for that faction,
He was dope.
and he's a dope ass manager. He's a dope promo. Um, so I was excited to see Bobby Lashley with MVP. I'm like, okay, we just said that Bobby Lashley's promo skills are not good. So when you put him with MVP, okay, now we got something, and it went nowhere, man. I'm gonna go as far as say as that the closest thing that we have to Paul Heyman right now in promos or like manager is MVP. Not saying
Oh damn.
not saying that MVP is better. I'm just saying the closest thing that we got to a Paul Heyman right now is MVP, and they just let him go. They're just like,
Damn.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, he was all, yeah, they let Bobby Lashley go and MVP. I'm like, nah, put some respect on MVP.
Yeah, I gotta
Imagine
think
like
about
MVP
that.
managing like Jay Cargill or something.
yeah,
Well,
But
oh,
we ain't got that possibility no more.
That would
okay, that would be nice. I do like that.
right.
I'm not a Stoke. I'm just not a
Man.
Stokely. I'm not a Stokely fan. I'm not a Stokely Hathaway fan.
Well, he would have been better than
No,
what was
I put
presented.
MVP over. I'm just going off of just all the managers right now,
Oh,
and
gotcha.
honestly, I think I gotta
Mm.
agree with that. Yeah, I don't think anybody's topping MVP. Managers right now are just watered down. They're weak. They're whack.
Yeah, man. MVP can put
Yeah, that
over
Kane.
he can put over some people, man. Yeah.
Yeah, and the Kane. Yeah, especially the Kane. He was a pimp. He was a dog. So I'll give you that. You guys, you know what? I apologize, MVP.
Had his
I
own talk
I,
show.
I won't apologize to Liv Morgan, but I'll apologize to MVP. So yeah, look, I'm sorry, MVP. So that
One step at a time.
one step at a time. Yeah, baby steps. One person I ain't gonna apologize to is Zelina Vega. I'll tell you guys this right now.
Hmm.
For the past couple weeks, we've been seeing push Zelina Vega, and then of course, me and Devin had the conversation. Even Justin, I believe Justin was here as well. We talked about pushing Dakota Kai when Dakota Kai was on stream, and she was just like, I feel like it's my time, and she had her little moment. I disagree with her. I completely disagree with her. Although I'm a Dakota Kai fan, I just don't think it's her time. And even though I just refuse to believe that it's Dakota Kai's chance, I for sure know it's not Zelina Vega's chance. No, it's not her time. It's not her moment. I don't want her to get an opportunity. Stay exactly where she is at. Do, Edgar, where are you at right there? Are you all in for pushing Zelina Vega, or are you totally against it?
You know what? Selena Vega, she's another example of like Liv Morgan to me. It's like I understand the hype and it's for the lonely teenage boys, what the crush is, I get it. Selena Vega, she's attractive, she thinks she's cute or whatever. And that's cool, and that's what gets attention. If that's what's going to attract the people to watch the product, fine. Me, not so much. So no, man, I don't think that I don't think I can take her being like a top female wrestler seriously. She's just I'm sorry, but she's just way too small, dude. I think she barely looks like passes the top rope. I think the top rope and her are like the same height, you know. But she's a great athlete and everything. Um, but that's about it, man. I can't really say like I don't see the fire, and when she cuts the promos, her wrestling matches are very very like obviously choreographed. I mean, everything is, but some people still know how to do it so it doesn't look as choreographed. And I don't think Selena Vega is one of those people. So there's nothing about this, push Selena Vega thing that's like, oh yeah, that's a good idea. But it's just we live in the world that it's like if you've been in wrestling for a long time and you've been grinding, then you deserve everything. You deserve a title run. You deserve a participation trophy. You deserve this. You deserve everything. But that's not reality. That's not the real world to me. It's like if you don't got it, you don't got it. But that's not the world that we live in anymore.
That's tough. That's tough. I know Devin disagree with that. Devin disagree with that. Why do you disagree with that?
Wait, no, okay, the last sentiment, no. But y'all
The last
cooking,
sentiment, no.
Wait, hold on. Y'all was cooking the mess out of her. Hold on, let me see, okay, now I feel like the little I'm putting like the ice on it. I'm like, all right, look, I personally don't see her as a top, like main event woman level.
Mhm.
If to she's where I feel if they had where in NXT they got the North American Women's Championship, there's like a mid card level. That's the peak of where I see her.
Mhm.
And if where they don't have that right now for the main roster, the next thing is the tag team championships, and that's kind of a
Well,
waste. If that's my only contention for you.
they've been talking about adding new women's titles. I don't know if you guys heard about that. That they want to add an intercontinental and a U.S. title for the women's division now too.
Yeah, I take that. I definitely take that.
Because that's how I see her selling that. Because I don't see her being, the women's world champion. But I don't see her just where I'm like, I don't have like any type of use for you, like whatsoever. That's just my hype for her is like a mid card level.
Mm.
Because really, she's only just a contender for people like a Liv Morgan that's trying to build some credibility in their reign. Like, oh, let me just beat a Selena Vega real fast, or
Yeah,
no
and they
offense to her, but that's what her position is right now.
yeah, and they made Selena Vega look really good when she wrestled Rhea Ripley. I think it was Puerto Rico.
Hmm.
Backlash.
You know, she went 50-50 with Rhea Ripley, and I was like, what? That's crazy to me. But I feel like they've been trying to push Selena Vega for a minute now.
Yeah, I don't.
Unfortunately,
Yeah, I'm like, I like the way she wrestles. She's a good athlete. She's just not.
is
Like
it
you
you
said,
just like the way that she looks? Quit lying.
I do like the way that she look. Like I do. I ain't gonna look. I love the way that she look. But it's just one of those things where I just don't see her. I'm not gonna call her Aaliyah. Usually that's my ultimate disrespect. Is just when I call like when that's the comparison. But hell, like I think she's just a step above Maxine Dupree. If we're being honest, like I just don't see her as a top talent. You put her in NXT, I think she just gets lost in the shuffle as well down there.
Yeah,
So
man.
it's too much talent. It's too much talent.
People just be tripping sometimes, man. That they're never satisfied. Like Selena Vega already got the title shot in her home country, which by the way, it's not her home country. She's from New York technically, but she still got the big pop in Puerto Rico because she's Puerto Rican, which is nice. She went 50-50 with Rhea Ripley. She's in the LWO. She's getting mixed up with Rey Mysterio and all these top people. Like that should be good enough. Like that should be like Selena Vega. I'm sure she's more than happy in the position that she's in right now. But the people are, push Selena Vega. They have been pushing Selena Vega already for the longest time since I can remember. So I don't know what else the people want. I mean, probably like Devin said, they probably want to put her in like in Bailey's position, or I don't think that Zelina Vega is up there in like a Bailey or a Charlotte or a Becky Lynch or nothing like that, man. I don't see it.
Well, let me ask you a question, and then I'll rotate it around to Devin as well. You mentioned Zelina Vega. They're in Puerto Rico. Of course, you got to have Zelina Vega out there. We talked about Piper Niven just a couple weeks ago. She said, "Hey, I walked up to Triple H. I want to fight at Clash of the Castle for the title." And Triple H said, "All right, we working on it." You know, and honestly, if Dakota Kai was like, "Hey, they're having a pay per view in New Zealand, Triple H, give me a match in New Zealand," I wouldn't hate that. You know, because it is what it is right there. But it's just the fact that this is just your normal. You're streaming and you're just like, "Hey, where's my title shot?" You know, come on now. I do agree with you on that spot. But how do you feel about wrestlers stepping up and look? There's my hometown. Can I at least get a title shot? Do you think they're deserving of that?
Oh, sorry, I had to mute real quick.
Oh, that's okay.
Shit, that's a crazy question, man. I mean, because I always hear about like wrestlers pushing these ideas to like the creative, and like more than 80% of the time, it's like, yeah, we're not gonna do that. And if they do it, they're like, we'll do it, but I like this idea for someone else. So like, I think the wrestlers are always going to push for themselves. They're always going to try their best to put themselves in that position because, of course, everyone wants to succeed. Everyone wants to be in the main event. Everyone wants to win money, win titles, and all that stuff. Um, so I don't knock them for trying, but that's just not how. I don't think that's how it works. You
Right.
know. Does that answer your question?
Oh no, it does. It does. Devin, you got a problem with wrestlers shooting their shot?
Well, I don't, but if I'm on the other end of them asking me, like, for that idea, for me personally, if I'm gonna use someone like their hometown, like they're a baby face, like if I can somehow correlate that into what my plans are, which I guess if that's my plan, they wouldn't ask me because it'll be my plan. Basically, if it's to me, if it can fit for telling a story beyond that, I don't have an issue. It's just like if you just want a shot. Like, I mean, what has Piper Niven done after she got that shot at Bailey at Clash at the Castle? I'm not saying she was gonna beat her and get that baby face pop or whatever, because that's where I'm like, my whole thing of it, it's like if it fits into a plan of like we can get the biggest type of like reaction out of the story, like a Sami Zayn going against Roman in what was that, Montreal? Like everything kind of building towards that kind of made it where people thought, oh, maybe he will be Roman, which no, but the crowd kind of gave you a thought that it could happen. That's where I feel like that if it leads up to something like that, that's fine.
I was one of those guys. I
Yeah,
honestly
That's
thought
what,
Sammy was gonna pull it off.
see, that's
I
what
was
I'm
like,
saying.
fuck.
Because it was a good moment, like around that time, where it's like he done turned on the bloodline. He got his whole hometown with him against Roman. It fit perfectly. I'm not saying Sammy went back there like, hey, Triple H, elimination chamber coming up. Can we go to my hometown? I don't think that was the case, but it fit perfectly.
Hey,
So
Piper
that's my
Niven.
my guideline.
Piper Niven is also another one that's been booked a lot better. I feel like because she's not Dewdrop anymore, and
true.
she's who is she tag teaming with?
Chelsea Green.
Chelsea Green.
Yeah, so she's
Zelina
with
Vega.
Chelsea Green. Yeah, yeah, and they were at one point tag team champions too, weren't they?
Yep.
Women's tag team champions, and so for Piper Niven to be like, "Oh, I want to face Bailey," it's like, girl, chill, okay? We'll get there. We'll get there when we get there. I know we're in your hometown, but hey, we're working on you. We're working on everyone. That's another one too. That's like, she's looked a lot better. She's cutting more promos. We got to hear more from Piper Niven like a few weeks ago before that match that they did, which I don't know. I'm not used to hearing Piper Niven cut promos like that. So when she
Oh, yeah.
did, I was like, okay, yeah, this girl, she can go. She can go. So we'll see what happens with Piper Niven.
Hell yeah, we'll definitely see. We gotta. I've been ignoring Justin. I gotta grab three of his texts right here. He says Zelina has been in the WWE for some time and hasn't had an issue with her spot, and now now of all random times she wants to be pushed. If the mid card titles ever become a thing, that is where she belongs. He also says her run with that mid card title will show if she deserves to be in the higher up or not. And he also says, I like Zelina. I think she's highly underrated, but now is not the time for her to get pushed to that level. I can't disagree with anything he said.
100% agree, Justin. Just in time.
Just in time. The boss, the redeemer. He pretty much the man of many nicknames. The man of many nicknames. I haven't kept up yet. But even though it sounded like I kind of gave up on Zelina Vega, I know for a fact I haven't given up on Damian Priest because Damian Priest has been so dope. And I actually texted this in a circle of debate when they were talking about Damian Priest. And what really stood out to me is that a lot of people that aren't really sold on Damian Priest, a lot of people thinking that Gunther is going to be taking this title, just taking it away from his hands. He's just a transitional champion. All the criticisms that Damian Priest hears. At the end of the day, Sami Zayn literally had to turn Super Saiyan after an ass whooping against Gunther and walk away with the dub. You mean to tell me we're not okay with Damian Priest beating Gunther? At SummerSlam. Edgar, are you sold on Damian Priest, and how do you see this turning out for him against Gunther? Do you want Gunther to take this title away from him right now?
I wouldn't even be mad if Damian Priest beat Gunther. I wouldn't, because that will really shut people up saying that Damian Priest is a transitional champion. I don't think that he is. But I wouldn't be mad if Gunther won either, because I'm also a huge fan of Gunther. But I think Damian Priest just needs this victory more than Gunther. Gunther, if he lost, he's still Gunther.
Facts.
That's not going to take anything away from him. He's still going to be that big badass that we all know and love. Damian Priest, on the other hand, he would gain so much from beating Gunther. And I'm kind of hoping that that's what we're going to see next weekend. Hopefully.
Oh, that's nice, Devin.
I'm pulling for Damian because, look, you can't have Gunther sit in your face calling you trash to your face and then wait until the next week to continue going like, yeah, you just like these people. I don't care about you coming from the alley and all that stuff. That's your fault that you broke. So me, I'm just like, he got to get some type of get back. Because if Gunther just beat him and he like, all right, you just proved everything I said. But, I don't want to repeat a past storylines I'm not going to bring up because I don't want to.
Do it.
Yeah.
I don't want a Booker T and Triple H moment. I don't want somebody, calling this person trash. They shouldn't be here. And then they get there and kind of prove it right. Like, damn, how does that put that person? Like, how is that going to do for Damian Priest? And I'm not even going to think about what's going on with Judgment Day and him. Because I feel like he kind of in his own orbit, which is great because that's how you wanted him to be as the world champion. So I'm pulling for Damian Priest because Gunther gonna be fine because it's Gunther. When he lost to Sami, I thought like, dang. But look, he bounced back, can't get a ring, and that's all it takes.
Izzy, Devin actually agreeing with you about something.
Right, I'm saying. Sometimes
he be tweaking.
Yeah, usually we have to fight. We have to go back and forth with this thing, but
that's crazy, isn't it? Like all three of us want Damian Priest to win, and we're like, did Gunther really turn that much heel? Like, did he really make us turn on him? Like, that's how good Gunther is. We're like, we don't want to see him win. We want to see him lose.
Exactly. I thought that was the coldest thing ever. Yeah, he'll be fine. I thought that was the coldest thing ever. I turned on Raw the other day, and the first thing I heard was, "I'm not sorry," and Damian Priest and everyone here is a bum. I was like, yes. Yes, I was like, that's what I need to like. I'm glad I'm not there. I got called a crackhead the last time I went to an event, but I just thought that was so cool because Gunther, you never hear him talk for that long. Usually he'll spit a promo, but it's usually an altercation or something usually happens within that promo. I'm talking a year or so ago where he wasn't really doing the many promos. Now it's intercontinental. As long as that's the longest reigning IC champion, how many can you does he have any memorable promos? Like, he hasn't really talked that much. At least I don't remember. So it's just, to me, this just felt different. And Damian Priest, just seeing him just barely skate through these matches and him wanting to win it for himself, this is beautiful. Like this is just to me, this is just a match made in heaven, and Damian Priest needs this a whole lot more than Gunther does. But I do need to ask you guys a question because this pissed me off, and I never got the chance to talk about this with Devin.
Here we go.
Will Ospreay made a comment after he lost to Swerve. He said that he lost and he wanted to prove to the locker room. At least this is what was reported. I don't want to put words in his mouth. This is what was reported. So let me rephrase that. But he came out and said that he lost to Swerve and he wanted to set a statement. You know, he wanted to let it be known that it's okay to lose. You know, on the biggest stage, and he wanted to be okay with wrestlers accepting losses. Brother, that's your job, right? You know, like you gotta expect to lose in this profession. You're not gonna be Goldberg. You know, for him to say that, that just sounded like such a oh well I did the reason why I lost the Swerve is to make sure to set a statement, you know, to set an example. Bro, shut the hell up. Like that's the only time I was pissed off about Will Ospreay. But am I exaggerating? Am I tweaking, or do you think that's kind of stupid, you know, of a statement?
Oh man, I love Will Ospreay, man, but sometimes the shit that he does and the shit that he says, it's like, ugh, my god. Like the whole thing about, oh, I don't want to use my finisher on people because I don't want to hurt them, type thing. I'm like, if it's gonna win you a match, bro, like, it just doesn't make sense to me.
It's MJF, like, hey, bro, do it.
Yeah. And then the other thing, what you said. Losing, like trying to make a statement. Yeah, I've been hearing stuff that he's been like telling people like, oh, you know, I want to show the people that I'm not being treated like the golden goose, like the golden boy or whatever. You know, I'm just like everyone else type thing. I don't know, man. I don't know how I feel about that. In a way, he's right. Losing isn't always a bad thing in pro wrestling. It's actually helped other people get more over. In that match with Will Ospreay and Swerve, it did help Swerve in his his title reign. He finally defeated someone who was actually like worth something, like Will Ospreay. Man, that one's tough. I mean, even to start, I was not like a big fan of Will Ospreay having a title shot that soon versus Swerve Strickland. Because I thought like if Will Ospreay needs to have a title shot, it has to be at like All In, for example. That was just my opinion. They did it with Swerve Strickland before, and I'm like, man, that's not the time for Will Ospreay to win. So in a way, it did make more sense for Will Ospreay to lose to Swerve Strickland. So yeah. This is the first time that I've even thought about this. So sorry, I'm just like thinking out loud right now. So it's like, yeah, I would agree with Swerve Strickland in that case. Yes, I mean, I'm sorry, with Will Ospreay.
I don't know. It was the first thing that came to my mind as we was having this conversation. I finally found just a website just in general. So new reports claim Will Ospreay losing to Swerve Strickland at Forbidden Door. Wait, you guys can see this, right? Hold on.
Yeah.
You guys. Okay, cool. Yeah, okay. Swerve Strickland at Forbidden Door was meant to send a message to the locker room. I'm not gonna read it, but it's pretty much just going on to pretty much say exactly what we were just talking about and what we explained. Yeah. But I just wanted to find a resource just to make sure I wasn't making anything up. Devin, before you get your comments real fast, I do want to read Justin's text real fast. He says, Jesus, if I could click this button. I just don't see WWE having Gunther have that IC title reign ending, winning the King of the Ring, and then having him lose. I'll be happy if Priest retains because he's killing it. He says, I'll admit I fully had low expectations of Priest's world title reign, but he's far exceeded my expectations. And a huge shout out to Circle of Debate, my fams. Happy Saturday. Man, what's good with you? What's good? Always popping up on Circle of Debate. Oh, Devin, they texted us and said that we want to do the SummerSlam. You want to do the SummerSlam of it? Yeah, I was like, I texted him and said, yeah, but I ain't tell you. I was like, so I was just gonna be like, hey, you want to do this? And it's like, where's Devin at? Oh, about that.
Oh no, they snatched me out the bed. I'm like, all right, let's go.
Yeah, you gonna be like that kid. Oh
Oh,
yeah, yeah,
sorry.
yeah.
I got one more final thought about that whole Will Ospreay thing, really
Oh
quick.
hell yeah.
Not everyone is Will Ospreay, so Will Ospreay can lose big matches, and it wouldn't hurt him because he's Will Ospreay. So for him to say it's okay to lose, it is, but not for everyone. And that's
I
it.
do like that.
That's it. That's all. That's all I got to say about that.
Oh man, Devin, your thoughts?
Well, I guess my whole stance on it is how we're looking at Gunther and Damian Priest, where it's like, say if Damian Priest beats Gunther, we're like, okay, he's not a transitional champion. But like, you see how we came to that realization? It's not like Gunther had to come out and say, oh, I went ahead and lost because I wanted people to know that, he's not a transitional champion and da 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 da. It's like, to me personally, if that's the frame, phase, whatever idea, I should be coming to that realization, not somebody telling me why that happened. That's just me. Maybe I'm just salty
shit.
about it.
No, that's
I
true.
know we're in an era where, like, I know it's a lot of see-through and things are transparent, but it's some things, it's like, you ain't think I can see that? Like, okay, him beating you, I showed me, okay, yeah, he's not gonna lose to you right
That's
now.
AEW for you, though, man.
It's facts. That's
That's
facts.
AEW for you.
I be letting them get my pressure up.
And Devin, the AEW hater. Like Devin hates it. Like
that's the thing. See, I like AEW, I really do. I see things and I'm like, don't do that.
They just don't care, dude. They don't care to put their business out there. Like, I remember, like, a while back, Chris Jericho was telling, like, the media, like, oh yeah, one day MJF is gonna turn babyface.
yeah.
And, like, he's already, like, telling the people, like, oh yeah, it's gonna happen. Like, don't tell us that. Like, let us just see it. So I get what you're saying, Devin. I get what you're saying.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, guys got punished for, like, back. I'll never forget seeing Naomi. I believe Naomi lost her SmackDown Women's Championship to Natalya, and I was so confused because, like, I love Natalya, but I'm like, why you just Naomi was hot at the time? Why you just kind of crap all over it? And they said that Friday, Naomi, like, they asked her about her attire or her interest or her wardrobe, one of the two, and she was like, "Oh man, y'all gotta expect something big. Expect something real big. Coming up." And she got in trouble for that. They was like, "Hey, why you say that? Lose." Like, and I promise you, I can look that up as well. I can look that up too. But because Devin don't be believing me. I be telling stories and Devin just be thinking.
No, it's not that. It's just they be some wild stories. I mean, they be true. Some of them.
But you heard? Did you hear that?
Like the one you told me, Rey Mysterio had a cousin that was
Rey Mysterio. Bro, I'm telling you, Rey Mysterio got injured by Chavo Guerrero, and his cousin took over. They had the same amount of tattoos and everything. That's a conspiracy that's out there. That was Rey Mysterio's cousin. That was not Rey Mysterio. That was Rey Mysterio. It was like a rumor that they told me when I was like in 5th grade that Rey Mysterio had like a cousin, like a twin cousin, and they were like, he had the same amount of tattoos, and they switched out. It was so stupid. It was stupid.
But Naomi won. You still got time though.
They did. I feel like they did used to do shit like that back in the day, like with those masked wrestlers that would just put different people. I want to say they do that with like Kane and even the Undertaker at one point. It was just like different people playing the.
Okay, yeah.
Wasn't it like Luke Gallows or something?
Yeah, Luke Gallows. I do remember that. Okay, man. That's the thing. Okay, I'm gonna find. I'm definitely gonna find this as we're gonna be searching with this right now. Looking at Circle of Debate, he says with Will Ospreay losing streak, it makes sense, and plus you have to make your world champion strong. So his win over Swerve, or so his wins for Swerve, was needed. Great match. Didn't hurt Ospreay if you go back to NJPW days. Same. So honestly, I thought it was a good match. I thought it was dope. I didn't have a problem with it. I just didn't like the conversation afterwards. I just thought that was BS. Because, like you said, if you got to say it, then what's the point? You kind of just screwed yourself. And then you're supposed to lose. Like, you're gonna have one winner at some point in
So
time.
he literally said, "Oh, I just lost to send a message to the locker room." Is that what he said?
Send a message to the locker. Let me see. I still have the report up. I'm gonna read it right here. Fightful has thank God. Fightful has learned a credible motherfucker. Fightful Select has learned AEW and New Japan Renborn main event came about because Will Ospreay wanted to eliminate the talking point of Swerve being a placeholder for him until All In. He wanted to lead by example that anyone should be good, losing to the world champion as well. That was the quote.
Oh man, that kind of takes a lot away from Swerve Strickland, doesn't it?
Right?
Like, oh, I didn't lose because Swerve is good. I lost because I wanted to send people a message. Like,
right. If this would have went any other way, if this would have went Tony Khan's way, the Bucks way, I definitely would have been champion. But I wanted to set an example of that to that locker room. Man, go to hell. Also, like that bothered me at that time, and I'm glad you guys. Well, at least I don't know if Devin feel the same way, but
I told you. I'm saying like, why we had to even know. That's my thing.
We
like,
don't.
even if that was your agenda, like that's fine. Just put the guy over and move on. You ain't got to tell me why you put him over because I'm getting why you put him over because he's the champion and you were a credible contender for him to be.
Just like we don't got to know everything that's going on with these negotiation deals. Like I did a show about this just last night, and it was so funny because it's like, oh, we're getting close to closing a deal with WBD. Oh no, it's not close yet. Oh wait, we're almost there, guys. We're almost there. And it's like, no, not yet. And then I guess recently Amazon was trying to buy the NBA, or they did, or something like that. And they were like, well, now it's taking longer now because of that deal that they're doing with the NBA. And it's like, just tell me when it's done, and that's it. Stop talking about it. Stop talking about it. But then Tony Khan's like, well, the WWE are telling people that we already closed the deal. No, they're not. What does the WWE gain from telling wrestling media, oh yeah, AEW signed with WBD again? I don't know.
No, I'm gonna say, wait, I stopped caring because every time I look up, it's a new thing. Like, oh, they're close to a deal. Okay, cool. Oh, look at this. They're gonna put this on HBO Max, whatever. Cool. And then I'm just like, just tell me when it's actual done. Somebody actually signed the paper. They took a copy and they took one home. Then you can tell me. I don't care about all this. That's it.
Yeah, no, I never understood it.
No, I honestly haven't. Excuse me. For the past like few weeks, dude, I haven't even been keeping up with them or like watching Dynamites, or I think the last pay-per-view I didn't even watch it. It's just I don't know, man. It's not like a priority for me at this point.
Whoa. Yeah, I can definitely agree. It was. And also look at that circle of debate. He says not necessarily. This is more when Tony Khan's booking on his champ. He needed to make his world champ relevant and a strong champion. So this is more TK's booking on his champ. I can't agree with that too. I mean, there was a point in time I didn't care about Swerve Strickland because as soon as he won that title, the first person in his face was what, Christian? Bro, it was like, come on now.
I mean, there is other ways to make your champion look strong or look like a top guy besides Will Ospreay putting him over, but that's just
me. Exactly.
Telling us why you did it.
Right, they're telling us, oh no, that wasn't TK's fault. That was I did that. He was like, I wanted to make him feel good about himself. Like that's, bro. If anything, if I'm Swerve, I'm like, bro, we running this back. I'm sorry, we're running this back at Wembley, and I'm beating you at Wembley, John Moxley style, Rocky 5. I'm sorry.
If you really want to put me over, do it at All In. So if you want to make yourself, the fucking the bee's knees of it all.
I'm telling you, like, dang, I would have. I'm glad we all feel some type of way about this because I read that when he that was when he lost, and I
heard about that, but I didn't know like the whole story behind it, dude. But now that you guys are filling me in on this, I'm just like. Yeah, this is so ridiculous, man.
Yeah, screw him, man. But even then, since we're on AEW, we can stick with AEW. Blood and Guts was blood and guts, of course. It was absolutely insane. Of course, MVP is Darby Allin. I'm not a fan of staple guns. That kind of made me. I don't know if it was. Look, I'm not a fan of staple guns. I'm not a fan of, the ninety
I loved
thousand
it.
thumbtacks. Well, no, Devin loves
I'm
Outlaw
just
Mud
kidding. I'm
Show.
just kidding.
And Devin loves setting people on fire, and Devin likes that stuff, light tubes and all that. But uh,
Light too.
but oh, excuse me, but even then, outside of that, the biggest story of it all was the chair shot heard around the world. Mark Briscoe. Now, the chair was shaved. The chair was shaved a little bit. So, but granted, I don't really care. This is still an object flinging at your head, and the sound that this thing made. If it reminded me of anything, oh dang, Devin could probably correct me on this one. JBL, Eddie Guerrero, Great American Bash.
Mm.
He wound off with a chair shot. JBL did, popped him, and it just made this nasty sound and just cracked Eddie Guerrero's face. It was, I don't know if it was the back of the head, but he was just leaking. Like, Eddie,
Yeah.
please tell me you guys remember. Yeah, I was like, that's
Were
not
they by
really
like
right.
the announce? Were they like the by the announce table?
Yeah, by the announce table.
Okay, I kind of think I remember now.
I don't know if that's Great American Bash, but I just remember it was a match between the two. But
I think it was.
yeah, JBL wound out, just cracked this man with a chair shot, and I swear, if you guys go back and listen to it, it makes that exact same noise. When they hit Jack Perry. The only difference is Jack Perry's chair was shaved off. But Edgar, how you feeling about these chair shots, and how you feel about blood and guts matches as a whole? I mean, War Games are watered down compared to what we saw on Wednesday.
I don't feel anything, dude. Honestly, I can give two shits about those matches, dude. I mean, we've seen Jungle Boy set himself on fire.
Yep.
We've seen Darby Allin dive through glass, and at this point, like, I don't feel bad for them, dude. Like, I don't feel bad for Jungle Boy. I can care less if he took a chair shot to the head or not, or lighting himself on fire again. Like, people were so mad about that. And, we're supposed to be protecting each other. Like, okay, that's what pissed you off, but everything that they did to each other in that match, everything else was okay. Like, they were shooting each other with staple guns, and I didn't even watch the match. I just saw clips of it. But what I saw, I saw them shooting each other with staple guns. I saw another guy from the top of the cage go through tables. All that's fine, but people were pissed off about the chair shot, and it's like, no, people, like, if you guys are gonna complain about protecting each other, and they shouldn't be doing this, they shouldn't be doing that, they shouldn't be doing none of that stuff to begin with. And the fact that they're doing it constantly, and it feels like over and over again, like at least once a month, like, it's just, at this point, it's like, you guys shouldn't even be mad at that. How come no one was mad when Jungle Boy set himself on fire, or when Darby Allin jumped through glass? No, everyone was like, "Oh my god, this is so great! This is amazing!" And then Jungle Boy gets a chair shot to the head. Oh, now people are pissed. Like, come on, man! Like, that shit makes no sense to me. So at this point, that's what they like. That's what they want to do. That's what they think is going to get them over. Then have at it. Be my guest. I'm not gonna watch that shit. I'm not gonna watch anyone get like fucking concussed or break their fucking bones and shit. No, I'm good. So that's how I feel.
Devin, your thoughts on GCW Live?
That's pretty much what it was, because I watched it. I watched the Blood and Guts the entire match, and I had it on mute because I wasn't finna give it my full and undivided attention. But for me, like, at least with War Games, it's at least like a pay-per-view. They at least like build it up to be a big match at the pay-per-view. But it's just on regular TV. Where you could just be channel surfing, not you seeing somebody with some scissors in somebody's mouth, and it's like, this wrestling? They do that? It's just that being on just regular network TV, and they're like about to set somebody on fire, or what else, the staple gun stuff. I don't even want to get into that because I don't know. I don't know who gets off on seeing stuff like that. I was watching it like this ain't really doing it for me. I like to just see a wrestler. Look, I can see people bringing in weapons into a match. That's fine, especially if it's maybe like a build up to it. Like this probably like their third match. They hate each other, but they just do it every week. They just do these regular blood and guts, big cage, war game, whatever you want to call it, on a regular Wednesday. Why would I care? There's no real big stakes to it. It's just a regular dynamite called blood and guts. And the chair shot, you right. Like, who cares if he hit him in the head with a chair shot? But I had to go see people flying off the cage into tables, getting staple guns all in their jaw and face everywhere, stomach. I don't know. Why would I be? Why would I be concerned? I've seen them do worse. If they don't care about jumping off of a ladder into two panes of glass on the floor, they don't care, and I don't care either because it's not me doing it. And they ain't gonna listen. They gonna, well, we know what we doing and this and that. Cool. A lot of people think they know what they doing until they don't.
Mm-hmm.
It is so crazy when you know what's sad about that? I forgot that Darby Allin went back first into glass. Now I'm pissed because I was hot when that happened. Like, that was the fact that he did that and we just easily forgot about that. It's sad.
It was like people defending it like where he know how to the stunt go and everything. He know what he doing. They had a plan if it went wrong, and it's like, cool. I get that you probably thought you could put your thought into it, but it's still insane at the end of the day. Just because you sat and thought about something don't make it no better of a plan.
But that's their thing. You can't, and I don't really focus on the business side of things. I am paying attention to what's going on because I care about sports and I really want to see Charles Barkley and the boys come back. That's the only thing I'm really focused on. I'm focusing more on Charles Barkley and Shaq more than I'm focused on AEW and their deal that they got going on here. And honestly, I could care less because you see what they're putting on their program. Some of it is awesome. CM Punk and MJF, if they had that, damn, what was that match? What was that match? Yeah, if they had that on just regular TV and for as much blood that they had, I wouldn't care. Hell, MJF punched CM Punk with the ring, and CM Punk had a little gash, like his forehead was busted open. That stuff I didn't mind. Okay, you're getting into it. This is a blood feud, but on a regular day, you can see Willow Nightingale powerbombing Sky Blue through barbed wire tables. Mm-hmm. Like that's. On Rampage for 200,000 people. Like, that's not fair. No, that's not fair. That's not smart. You can't expect Warner Brothers to be 100% sold in on what you're putting out there. And then, of course, you got
and then
chair shot.
And then, do you guys remember the pizza spot way back in the day?
Yep.
Domino's said, "We're not fucking with y'all no more." Domino's is like, "We're not. Yeah, we're out." Excuse me.
Yeah, no, exactly.
Yeah, so and they're like, okay, well, we lost Domino's, we lost a sponsor, but they're like, yeah, we don't care. We're gonna keep doing it.
There you go. We just lost some money.
Mm-hmm.
And even though on Circle of Debate, ooh, I missed this one. He said, and in regards for Damian Priest, this is now time to be a strong champion, and keep in mind, WWE has been looking for a Latino and Latina talent to get over with the Latin community. So Damian, hold on. So Damian, they have been looking to replace Rey Mysterio for a while, and they tried with Del Rio, didn't work, and then he was the face. So Damian transitioned into face, and this story with Gunther, this is it for him. And so also going into Justin. Justin also says Eddie's chair shot from JBL was insane. The scary thing about the whole thing, Eddie doing the blade job, cutting too deep to the point where he went into shock after. I promise you guys. Look, I'll never forget. I was a kid. Eddie Guerrero was in a tag team match, and he was going up against JBL, and this was after the pay-per-view. And so he's doing clotheslines. He's on a comeback, and in the middle of the comeback, he's like blinking a little bit. Then he like goes on one knee. Then he falls and collapses. And JBL, brilliant move ever. Like the most veteran move. Remind me of the Roxanne Perez move we was talking about in the last pay-per-view. But as soon as JBL see Eddie Guerrero collapse, he just pins him. He just gets on top of him, 1, 2, 3. The ref stops the match. JBL kind of like stares in confusion. You know, like, what the hell's going on? Like that scared the dog crap out of me. I was like,
Yeah, and not to be funny or anything, but look how Eddie turned out after all that bullshit.
exactly,
You know.
exactly.
But yeah, let's keep doing that. AEW. Let's keep that up.
Yeah, I mean Darby Allin, he's putting his body on the line for no reason at all. He's a young dude. And shout out to the notorious Dom. Hey fellas, my son grabbed my phone. What's good? My bingo hall kid always wants more blood.
Oh yeah, your kids should probably not be listening to this right about now.
All right.
No, but Circle of Debate brings up a good point about Damian Priest and the
Oh yeah.
Latino market. That's probably one of the big reasons why they got Stephanie Vacker too. Is because
Oh
I
hell
think
yeah.
they want to focus on that Latino market. I mean, who else is? There's not a whole lot of Latin people. Like Lola Vice is down there. Stephanie Vacker's down there now. Zelina Vega, the LWO. So yeah, I think yeah, he has a good point about that. Circle of Debate does.
I don't know how healthy Raquel Rodriguez is, but I mean,
I think I saw
she,
something that she's gonna be back soon. I think I read something somewhere that she's working on that right now.
yeah, hopefully she could get some momentum on her side. I mean, we're starting to see a little bit of Santos Escobar a little bit, but nothing too
Mm.
big. You're not going to see him Damian Priest level, obviously not yet at least. So we don't know what the future holds.
No, but he has potential, dude. I
Oh hell
see
yeah,
something in Santos Escobar. Like I know there's like there's this thing that people are like, oh well, he's too small, he can't be a world champion, but he talks a big game though.
oh hell
Santos
yeah,
Escobar. So we'll see.
man, hell yeah. Dom also says he hears worse from me, and I believe that, and I definitely believe that. And
Yeah,
Justin says, and now the only thing Del Rio deserves is a prison cell. That's a fact, man. And shout out to man. Oh my goodness, I can't believe that when Soraya and him dipped out of WWE and they were on their little like what 7 month reign of terror. That whole thing was just nuts, man. And I'm happy that Soraya Page, well, just in general, well, I'm just happy that she was able to find her way through. Happy that she's able to turn her life around. I know a lot of people don't like her boyfriend now, but man, it is what it is. And yeah, Del Rio's just a hoe. Like he just sucks, man. That dude is awful. Dom says Devin and Izzy know they've been on with me. Hell yeah, especially the way you be talking about. Look, the bitch is mid. I've been saying that ever since I heard it from him. He was talking about Liv Morgan. Ever since he said that. I was like that. But well, let me
that's
get your thoughts,
crazy.
man. Devin is a huge. I won't necessarily say Liv Morgan stan. I'm not gonna be on that with him. But he's a Liv Morgan fan.
There
He
you
he
go.
he predicted her
Man.
winning the Money in the Bank. He predicted her being champion. He also I predicted that the ring was gonna suck.
Devin
But
probably fainted when she did the girl. Dom likes girls like me. What did she say?
yeah,
Look, man.
if it Temple says sup dickheads, hold on, time out, wait, time out. We don't have beef with Temple. We just gotta ask Temple a couple questions. Cause I was on Circle of Debate the other day, and they said that Temple called us something, called us like a certain nickname, and I was like, what did he say? And they wouldn't tell us. I gotta find out. I gotta find out what's this
Next
nickname
Oh,
that you
on
called us
Dragon
that
Ball
day.
Z.
If it's insane, I won't put it up there, but I just be like, that's insane. That's nuts. But Edgar, your thoughts on Liv Morgan? Of course, hold up before I get your thoughts, Devin. How was your reaction? What was your reaction again? What? What
I
did Liv Morgan say?
I remain seated watching the show. Yeah.
You
I
remain
told you
seated.
I appreciate her for her work as a wrestler. You be trying to put this agenda against me, and it's all respectful around here.
Oh
So
god.
respectful.
With a titanium chair, we never fold.
You know what? I got you. I'll give you a pass right now because I know how you feel about Liv Morgan. Edgar, I've had my thoughts on her, but damn it, I can't deny that this storyline is pretty dope. Your thoughts on Liv Morgan and this storyline, this love triangle.
Yeah, it's interesting. I like it. I like what they're doing with her. But I think that this is probably the only thing that I have enjoyed that involves Liv Morgan. Like everything else before, I was never really a fan of her being champion, or like her character or her acting or her wrestling at all. But yeah, now I can stand to watch the Liv Morgan segments because they involve Dominic, who I think is great as a heel, and also Rhea Ripley. So good on her, man. Good on her because she's getting over with a lot of fans that didn't really like her, like fans like us, like me and Devin, for example, that we're not just like all googly eyed. Oh my gosh, she's so, like no, it's like Devin said, it's all respect. And if 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 you're there for the wrestling and the stories, and you're probably not a Liv Morgan fan. If you're there to see some booty cheeks, then maybe you are. You know, me not so much. So
Oh, okay. See this one right here, the Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams of podcasting. I like that though. I ain't have a problem with that. I
I
mean,
mean,
Devin, did you have a problem with it?
nah, because he said I was Carmelo. So okay.
Yes. I was like, I'll take it. I'll take it. And I was like, I don't like that. I don't mind that at all. He says he goes Alberto Del Retard. He's he says Temple does whoop that trick ring a bell. Yeah, see, I like it. I'm down with it. I'm down with it. He said, don't be putting bad juju on them, Temple. Oh, Dom, do you have a problem with Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams? Yeah, because oh dang, I like them though. And then you got Justin. I side with Devin when it comes with Liv. Justin, see, this is the only time I could disagree with Justin, unless it's Charlotte related as well. This is the only time I disagree with Justin here. Honestly, Devin.
yo, give me like 30 seconds. I'll be right back.
Oh yeah, no problem. Devin, your thoughts on just what Liv Morgan is doing right now, and just, I mean, why have you spent so much time in the bathroom since then?
You funny because I've been having Wingstop and they be doing it to you.
Because I be having Wingstop.
So,
that's what it is.
That's what it is, and that's all it's gonna ever be. With Liv Morgan, look, man, I couldn't ask for nothing better. Look, when I was rooting for her back in 2022 for like the women's Money in the Bank, at that point, I could see like the reaction she was getting. Like it was kind of the same energy you was getting with Chelsea Green, and where you're like, I don't see her winning, but like people was like Chelsea, people was behind her. And I'm like, well, that's a start. Some people come out there, don't nobody care. Like some people. But it's like with Liv Morgan, she got a reaction at least. And now her being a heel, whatever she is, back then it was no type of like goal or no type of anything where there was a reason for anything. Now we get why she messing with Rhea, because Rhea injured her for months. Whatever she did to her arm, she put her arm in the chair and all that stuff. And then she came back, injured her. Granted, it was not supposed to happen, but it helps. I ain't trying to be that type of person to be like, oh, she got hurt. But it's a good thing because it advanced the story. But
so where you guys think this novella is heading, man? Because I mean, so many things can happen. Some people are saying like Finn Balor's in it, in cahoots with Liv Morgan. Some people are saying that Dominic Mysterio is going to run off with Liv Morgan and cost Rhea the title again. Some people are saying that Rhea Ripley is going to drop Dom. Where do you guys think is going to happen?
I think they got the wrong match for a special guest referee stipulation. I think for this match, you got to put Dom in that referee shirt. You got to put Dom in that referee shirt. That should have been a no-brainer from the get-go. Liv Morgan behind the scenes trying to talk to him. He hasn't backed her away. Like, of course he did it. Of course he did it in front of everybody when she was far, far away. But I'm pretty sure if she hide in the trash can, he gonna look, he gonna try and talk to her some way, somewhere else. Like, honestly, I feel like they fumbled with that one. I don't mind Seth Rollins, Drew, and Punk, that
I do.
Stipulation there. Really?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah, dude, because Seth Rollins, he's taking a lot of attention away from the feud, from the heat that Drew McIntyre and CM Punk have. Like Seth Rollins, he's like a big star. Like he has a lot of star power. The people love him, and the people, like a lot of people are just going to be focused on what is Seth Rollins going to do instead of like, oh, how is this feud between CM Punk and Drew McIntyre? How is it going to end, or what's going to happen? Like I want to see these two kill each other. But now Seth Rollins is going to be there, probably wearing a goofy ass shirt, dancing around and doing all these things. And it's like, I don't want to focus on that. I want to focus on Drew and CM Punk.
I like that, man. Devin, your thoughts on just everything?
Well, that's interesting. I didn't even think about Dominic being a special guest referee. Now, if they don't even do it, I'm hoping if they can go further with this story, maybe they can use that for another time. Obviously, space off from this special guest referee thing, but I would take that trade off because I didn't think about that because Drew and CM Punk don't need Seth Rollins out there. He only justified to be in this because of what happened at Clash. I mean, wait, was that Clash? Money in the Bank. I'm sorry.
Yeah, dude, that would have been way better. What Izzy said, man. Dom in a referee shirt and Seth for sure.
Hey man, I killed it in GM mode in WWE 2K. Look, it's on Twitch. It's on Twitch.
You heard it here first, folks.
Right, I'm telling you, Triple. Hey, Hunter, give me a phone call. I got you. Well, we got Temple. He says, don't really care for the Liv story, if I'm being honest. Drew versus Punk and Seth, on the other hand, sign me up. And I am for that storyline. I do think it is a little bit too early to throw in Seth in there. I feel like that should happen later on. And I feel like we want to see them go at it. Drew McIntyre and CM Punk. Dom says, I don't need this Divas division bullshit in 2024. It's your mom saying we have Trish trying to hump trips at home.
Yeah, he's right about that. That's the first thing I thought of when Liv Morgan was over there stretching with Dom. I was like, oh, this is a Triple H segment right here.
This is a Triple H segment.
This is a Triple H segment all the way, because this is exactly what happened with him and Trish when Stephanie walked in and it was like, what is this? What is going on? Classic.
And I love it. And I love it, man. Temple says WrestleMania 42 is coming to the greatest country in the world. Wembley, baby. Let's fucking go. It's about fucking time. And I know you're hyped and it's going to be amazing. Hey, Temple, Wembley or WrestleMania? Which one? All in or WrestleMania? Which one you preferring? Because Tony Khan made it sound like everybody in their moms was coming in and out of that spot. I'm not saying they wasn't, because it did look packed.
People from outer space.
Especially when you got a man.
Well, how many tickets did All In do last year? Was it like what were they claiming? Like 100,000?
Yeah, it was something to that extent. 80K. It was like 80K coming in and 100 something.
Because they're something to that nature. Last time I checked, they were at like 45,000 or something like that. So they got about like a couple weeks, isn't it? Isn't All In like the next pay-per-view? Like
it's in a good minute. Yeah.
August.
Yeah, so I don't think they're gonna reach that same amount that they did last year. Unfortunately,
it'll definitely be tough. I mean, Dom even said, I liked what Kathy said on Monday. Liv versus Rhea for the custody of Dom, and he's in a shark cage above the ring. I don't mind that. Like Enzo Amore when he was up there, that was the last person I remember in the shark cage, hovering from the ring. Justice says, since her time in NXT, I've been a fan of Liv, even through the BS. From the Riot Squad to that unnecessarily ridiculous thing with Lana and Lashley, showing out against Becky, and now this. Justin.
Hey, the boss went through it all.
Bless your heart, Justin.
Yeah, you should be ashamed of yourself. I was a fan of Liv Morgan through it all, but even then, I felt like I knew there was a ceiling towards her, and that ceiling. Oh, and even with that, I gotta throw this in here. Justin also says, I'm with Edgar. Rollins doesn't need to be involved with this right now. The focus should have been Drew and Punk. Finish the story before you move on to Seth. I like that.
Hell yeah, dude.
I like that. So we got people in agreement. Punk versus McIntyre. Seth as ref, like SummerSlam 97 with Brett versus Taker. Shawn Michaels as ref. I don't know. Dom says, my dude. Temple says Seth will chair shot McIntyre. Then we'll have to count 1, 2, 3, and Punk beats. See, I don't want nothing. I just don't want foolishness in there.
I was wondering how that was going to play out when I saw Seth Rollins have that stare down with CM Punk. I was like, man, now Seth Rollins and CM Punk are having like a little side feud, but we're seeing Drew versus Punk right now. So I'm like, they're doing this stare down, but I thought this was going to be like they have a stare down, and then later on down the road, they're gonna rehash it because we're gonna focus on Punk versus Drew right now. And then no, it's like we're gonna throw Seth Rollins in that mix right away. And now it's like we have like this triple threat thing going. And I don't know. I'm pretty sure like somewhere down the line we're gonna see like a triple threat between these three. Which I don't know how I feel about that.
You mean like Temple is saying, leading to Bad Blood, three-way Hell in a Cell, Punk versus Rollins versus McIntyre? Hey, playing GM mode, you can get all the points doing that.
Yeah,
Uh,
something like that.
Dom says, Justin, tell me you're thirsty without telling me you're thirsty. And he says, Seth does need to be involved in this story. He said Rollins had beef with Punk way before Drew did, and of course you seen the video when CM Punk returned. Well, no, I'm sorry. Let me rephrase that. When me and Edgar saw the video of CM Punk returning, Devin saw it with his own two eyes. Devin was there. So when CM Punk returns, Seth Rollins freaking out, losing his shit, saying that if CM Punk's back there, he's gonna knock him out. Devin having to get in front of Seth Rollins. No, stop, please. You know, Devin was involved.
Nice.
I would have died trying to help. I was way up there.
I was way up there.
You still felt it though. You still felt it.
Oh yeah.
How many times have you seen CM Punk, Devin?
Look, about I think what 3 times.
3 times. See, you make me sick. Edgar, you're a CM Punk fan?
Yes, I love CM Punk.
How many times you seen him?
None. 0.
None. See, screw Devin.
Yeah, see, that's another guy too. That's another guy that when I found out that John Cena was retiring, I was kind of I wasn't really sad because I seen John Cena already, right?
Yeah.
But it just reminded me of like Undertaker was one I never got to see ever in person.
Yeah.
Which kind of sucks. But CM Punk is another one. CM Punk is another one that I haven't seen before. And I have to change that. I have to change that before he retires. Or else I'm coming after Devin. No, I'm kidding.
We got so lucky because me and Devin in Hammond, Indiana, they usually have just house shows there. And I forgot what happened on that Friday night SmackDown, but Daniel Bryan got injured. And they showed it on Total Divas. Yeah, they showed it on Total Divas. Oh, so he can't make it to the next event. No. So when me and Devin showed up, it obviously Total Divas in there at the time, but when we showed up, it said Daniel Bryan won't be here. So it's going to be a 3-on-1 handicap match, CM Punk versus The Shield. Me and Devin saw that for how much did we only paid, I don't know how much it was to get in, but CM Punk versus The Shield, and CM Punk just murdered all of them. Like just
well, Roman was taking a note.
Well, Roman didn't really do too much. Roman was just in a he just speared the steel stuffs and dipped. But yes, that was the only time I saw CM Punk. I didn't get Devin's been following him since birth.
No, you following me.
Yeah, and recently, not recently, I think it was like a year or 2 ago, we went to a house show here in my hometown, and it was just a house show, right? So I didn't think anything of it. I just thought, they're just going to do whatever matches, blah, blah, blah. So I took my daughter with me because I'm like, as a kid, I feel like every kid needs to experience a live wrestling event, right?
Hell yeah.
So I took her. And after like an hour and a half, she was fed up with this. She was like, "Can we go home? Can we go home?" And I was like, "Okay." So we went home, and then I get home and I start seeing all these like videos on the internet. Roman Reigns was in the main event of that live show in my hometown, and I was pissed, dude. I was like, well, I'm never taking you ever again, girl.
I'm never taking you ever again.
Because I didn't know he wasn't on the card. It wasn't like announced. It was just like it's a live show, so you pretty much just go and whatever match they have, that's what you're gonna see. And it was Roman Reigns versus Drew McIntyre, and I fucking missed it, and I was mad.
I would have been sick. I would have been sick.
I was pissed, dude. I was pissed.
And one thing because I didn't get the chance to see the Undertaker. Undertaker had a house show match, but he didn't really. It was only like a 3-minute match. It was like squash. So when he went out, it was dark, and I don't know if Devin remembers this. It was dark, but the hallway light is still like bright as day. So like Undertaker's walking out, but it's not even ominous because like you can just see the light just peering through, smelling nachos and everything. Like it's just like, bro, you're not even feeling the aura that is the Undertaker.
Nacho man.
But even then, we went off on a whole tangent. But like Well, oh, even going what Temple says. He says All In Wembley did 83,000, and I have the proof too. I believe. Were you there, Temple? Were you there, Temple? Let us know. Because honestly, I do think WWE going to London, or WrestleMania going to London, excuse me, is insanely awesome.
Is that a done deal?
I don't think it's necessarily set in stone, but I think
they're
it's
talking about it.
Yeah, it's coming to fruition. They were out there, Triple H and Nick Khan out there with the mayor in London. You said what?
I just said that. No, I felt bad. I just called him that guy. I'm like, he probably way more prestigious than me.
That guy. Oh, you talking about the London mayor?
Like, yeah, that's why I'm like, I ain't been like, I'm like, they talked to that guy.
They met with some random losers, some bum.
talking to what's his face?
Talking to some scrub. Just like, dang. But yeah, that's supposed to be coming to fruition. Me and Devin actually got blessed with the news that Pat McAfee came out in that WrestleMania. That's about like pretty much the big four on pay-per-views, PLEs, excuse me, PLEs could be coming to Indy. And so, oh my goodness, I'm already buying tickets. Like I'm ready. But you got your guys' thoughts on potentially WrestleMania in London? I think that's gonna be awesome.
Yeah. I mean the international crowds are lit as fuck. So I can only imagine how turned up they're gonna be for a WrestleMania. Man, I still haven't caught a WrestleMania, dude. So if they have one in London, I might have to kill two birds with one stone. Go out there on vacation to Europe and then catch a WrestleMania. That'd be dope, man. So I hope they do it.
Yeah, Devin, you?
Oh, I definitely think it's gonna happen because that. See, I hate to call him that guy, but I know it was discussions about it before they actually, I guess, met up to start thinking about inking the deal. But yeah, look, Money in the Bank was in London, right? I believe, yeah. Just when you look at all their PLEs that's been international, Backlash in Puerto Rico last year. They had an Elimination Chamber in Australia.
Mm-hmm.
And I ain't gonna list them all, but it's just when you think about their presence internationally,
Scotland,
for Clash at the Castle, their presence is strong international. So you do a WrestleMania, maybe one day a Royal Rumble.
Santos Escobar was talking about let's go to Mexico.
Yeah. Honestly, I think that'd be dope. I'm in Arizona right now. That ain't too far. I'm definitely in there.
Yeah, so they're. I wouldn't be surprised if they do it, man. They've been trying to just go international more and more, which is cool. Yeah.
Well, we got a little bit of time left, about 12 minutes per se. We have a certain segment that we haven't touched on in a long time. Devin, you feel like doing a dream match?
Oh, I feel like getting cheated? Yeah.
I feel like getting cheated. It's not like we keep score. Like, it's not like there's a winner and a loser to this. It's like a nice formal debate. So pretty much
it's all about morals at the end of the day.
Pretty much what the segment is we have two wrestlers that we pick, of course, and we have a dream match, and we go back and forth of who's gonna win, and we pretty much have either Justin and the chat decide who would win in their eyes, or pretty much who won the argument in totality. You down for that?
Yeah, dude. Fuck yeah.
I'm
down for whatever.
Man, let's get it. If I can find the music for it. Hey, I'll take that though. But even looking at how the amazing work that we just talked about, The Undertaker, the work that he put on, I'm actually gonna put the Undertaker range. Let's just say undefeated streak Undertaker. We're gonna set this at WrestleMania. Undertaker, undefeated streak, still alive. Hasn't even looked at Brock Lesnar in the eyes yet. But the man that he's looking into the eyes of today is Drew McIntyre. Edgar, if you had to see Drew McIntyre and Undertaker at WrestleMania, and I'm talking about Drew McIntyre now, veteran Drew McIntyre, a lot under his belt, a lot of accomplishments. Who you got winning?
Oh, that's a good one. God damn it. Let's go with Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre wins it.
Drew McIntyre for up.
Yeah.
Oh, that's tough. That's tough. You think Undertaker just a little bit too old? You think he's gonna miss a step a little bit? You just think or you
Well,
think Drew McIntyre is just more seasoned?
yeah, if we're talking about the Drew McIntyre of today, I think he's
Yep.
really deserving of not just like championships, but feuding with guys and beating guys like CM Punk and like Undertaker. So I would be all for Drew McIntyre being that guy to, hypothetically to end the streak of the Undertaker. Who better than Brock Lesnar? I think Drew McIntyre. Yeah.
Devin, your thoughts? Drew McIntyre taking on the Undertaker, undefeated streak, Undertaker.
Well, I was gonna go on one side, and then I had one thought of one match, and it kind of made me just flip all the way over. Because we talking Drew McIntyre and Undertaker. I gotta say, it's hard for me to pick the Undertaker when I realized that. Well, okay, see, this is why I hate your stipulation sometimes. So you saying this before he went against Brock Lesnar? So it was before he lost at WrestleMania 30, right?
Before he lost at WrestleMania 30, yes.
Because see, what's beating me up on the inside, not really, but what I'm fighting with is Drew beat Brock Lesnar. So I'm like, if he can beat Brock Lesnar, like, man, get out my face. He gonna look at Undertaker and be like, man, you a dead man? Whatever.
Well, think about it like this. Drew McIntyre beat Brock Lesnar in Drew's prime. Undertaker, can you necessarily say that was Undertaker's prime that he went up against Brock Lesnar in? That was kind of on a decline after a while.
Yeah, after he cut that hair, he was kind of...
Yeah, after he cut the hair, yeah, Mohawk Undertaker. Do we talk about Mohawk
Undertaker? He beat CM Punk, but you know what? No. All right, how about this? With all that being said, I'm gonna go with the dead man. I'm gonna say he gonna beat Drew McIntyre in a match, and this ain't no disrespect to Drew McIntyre because it's gonna be crazy. But I don't think the Claymore is gonna do it. Look, Undertaker went through how many Sweet Chin music from Shawn Michaels, and he still beat him, put him in retirement. A Claymore ain't gonna be nothing to this man. He gonna hit Drew McIntyre with like 4 tombstones, maybe 5. If that don't work, he gonna put him in that Hell's Gate, and that blood gonna come out Drew's mouth, and Drew ain't gonna tap out, he gonna pass out, and that's how the Undertaker gonna win. Well, I feel like I'm doing a speech for class. I'm all like, and that's how the Undertaker gonna win.
Damn, you just produced the whole entire match there, dude.
Right, I'm saying. But that's why he 100% wrong though, because that's like he just forgot all about the resiliency of Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre is a tough human being. I'm not going to say he resembles Brock Lesnar. I'm not going to go that far, but I will say that he was able to outlast Brock Lesnar, and I think that's what he would do to Undertaker. I think he can stay in there long enough for what am I saying?
I'm sorry. You're listening to...
I think he can outlast the Undertaker, and what I mean by that is Undertaker, I think after a while he's gonna get fatigued. I think Drew McIntyre can do just about anything that as equivalent to Undertaker. You see that Mickey over the top suicide dive that you see an Undertaker do? You're seeing Drew McIntyre do that now. Drew McIntyre is much faster than the Undertaker. He's strong. He could overpower the Undertaker. Hell, he can reverse that tombstone power driver. He can show you one of his. So, look, at the end of the day, I'm going up on Drew McIntyre. That Claymore, there was a point in time that Claymore was devastating. Now, it's watered down a little bit, but it ain't gonna stop him from hitting 2, maybe 3, maybe 4. Hell, that glassed out kiss is so fire. I mean, everything that this man does, everything in this man's arsenal just exudes power. Undertaker exudes elderliness. It's just a matter of time before he loses that streak, my brother. I got Drew McIntyre for the dub, and that's why Devin lost.
I can smell the retirement coming off you.
You smell the retirement. Devin, you ever any rebuttal by chance?
Look, Drew McIntyre will be a great opponent. He ain't, I think he probably would they be the same height or almost out of eye-ish?
Damn near.
And see, that's the thing. He'd be perfectly hitting with that Glasgow kiss, but it ain't gonna matter. It's just not. Because Undertaker gonna be like, his eyes gonna roll in the back of his head, and he gonna put him in that corner, hit him with the things. You know them strikes I be talking about. It ain't gonna be like SpongeBob hitting Flash like you said with Samoa Joe.
Drew McIntyre is 6'5", Undertaker is 6'11".
Dang,
Buddy.
Undertaker that tall?
Yeah, Undertaker, bro.
I mean, I'm not saying it's not true. I just was like, dang. I'm like,
Bro, he
For
had a
real?
basketball
Is
in
he?
his hand. I got 6'11" right here. That popped up right here on my. As soon as I typed it up.
That's a big difference.
That's what I'm saying.
I'm thinking they gonna be like, what's this?
Okay,
I thought so too.
I got Wikipedia. Wikipedia has 6'10". Wikipedia has
Even
6'10".
Yeah.
Even better. So when he go for that Glasgow kiss, he gonna hit him in his chest. It ain't gonna do nothing to him. He gonna look at him and go, "Is that the best you got?" So I still got Undertaker.
Wait. So you mean to tell me a man that we seen have many battles with the likes of Sheamus? You know, we've seen him go toe to toe with Gunther. Well, some hard hitters. We've seen the resiliency in this man. You think a Mickey chokeslam is just gonna get through of Drew McIntyre? You think some weak ass old school that him barely knees wobbling on the ropes? You think that's gonna throw away Drew McIntyre? No, my man's old. Look,
All he gotta do is pull out his sword, pause. And
Thanks.
Start
He said, "Hey, you a dead man?"
Shanking the dead man.
You gonna start going trunks on him, man.
Hell yeah.
But even then, I think I agree with Justin here. Well, not with the first one, but the second one. He says Taker's easily my GOAT, meeting he would be so unreal. And he said, yeah. And then he says, give me Big Evil. Taker versus current Drew, and we're in business. I can fully see Taker being a fan of McIntyre to the point where he put him over. Oh, hell yeah. I definitely believe that. There's so many people that were rumored to be put over, you know, for that WrestleMania streak, undefeated streak. Randy Orton, Edge,
Damian Sandow. I just wanted you to start going off and
I just wasn't expecting Damian Sandow. I was like, Damian. I had to stop myself.
Like, you're welcome.
I had to almost slap myself in the face. But he says that sword would just be a lightning rod, bro. This would just be like a YS6 match at that point. But usually, as we do here, with the time running out, unfortunately, we also do this as well. Devin, is there anything you want to say before we close this show out?
Why you make it sound so unfortunate? Okay, see, he took there we go.
Yeah,
you make it sound so unfortunate. Like people hate to see me and hear me. I ain't gonna keep it too long because it's a nice Saturday. But it's your boy Devin Lee Crimes Jr. from the Heel Turn Podcast, and I still think that the Undertaker gonna wipe the floor with Drew McIntyre. I'm sorry, that's just the way it's gonna have to be. But I'm gonna hand it back over to the #1 hater in the nation because he think I'm gonna be up here telling y'all the whole story, and I'm not. So back to the dude that hate on me every day. I ain't never putting you over in these things, man. All these disrespect.
All this disrespect. Man, but Edgar, man, we definitely appreciate you sliding on with us. And where can we find you? Where can we locate you?
Yeah, man, appreciate it. It's always a good time to meet up with y'all. And next time, come back on my show. My calendar is open for the month of August.
Hell yeah.
I'm looking to have some people on my show next month, so I'm gonna definitely be hitting you guys up. And you guys can find me on OnlyFans and Christian Mingle. No, I'm just kidding. No, I'm kidding. Anywhere, Facebook, Instagram, X, @Snug Wrestling, SNUG Wrestling, and check me out on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. I just put out a couple fun shows where we talked about the Hardy Boys, who had the best singles career out of the two, and another episode that I did with Jaded Wrestling where we reviewed WrestleLicious Takedown. So check those two episodes out there on Apple Podcasts. And yeah, man, thank you for having me.
Hell yeah, bro. Really appreciate you. And look, bro, we can't wait. We'll definitely slide back on because I was
trying to keep myself together. He made me laugh right before.
What, the OnlyFans though?
Yeah, I was trying to keep myself together when you was.
I was kidding about that. I was kidding.
Yeah. No, I was like, oh, plug yourself. I was like, plug yourself. I was like, man, I'm glad we actually got this worked out because I was like, the first person that we gotta have on here is Edgar. I think because I don't think we've done, well, with the exception of Justin, because Justin's a part of the Heel Turn. So, but I think this has been the first time we've had a podcast on the show. So. man, we love that you're the first, and we had so much fun here today. So like I said, definitely appreciate you.
Hell yeah, dude. Much love. Thank you.
Hell yeah, that's Snug Wrestling. Shout out to Justin. Awesome show, guys. Definitely appreciate you. This show's gonna drop tomorrow. I actually set up Spotify, working on it with Apple Podcasts. So this show will drop tomorrow. Tomorrow. Devin's gonna remind me. I'm gonna remind myself. I got hella alarms. Be ready for this one. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We'll see you.